Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, Jessica, why is it so bad being a nice guy? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because that's what I'm going to go over today. The real reason why being nice actually gets you rejected, and why you should stop giving certain women the very best of you. And to make sure you never miss out on an opportunity to find out the real reasons you're getting rejected or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. Okay, so I'll tell you right now that it's not a bad thing to be a nice guy. We don't want you to be shitheads to us. We want a guy to make us feel like all lovey-dovey and respected and loved and valued. However, it is a bad thing to be a nice guy when you are giving and giving and giving and giving and not getting equal amounts in return. For example, I talk about this all the time. Are your text bubbles so much more prolific than her text bubbles? Or are you the one who is constantly getting flaked on and constantly getting rescheduled on and constantly being pushed to the side and the only one making the effort to keep this shit going? If that's the case, you need to stop, because one thing I only very recently realized in my own therapy process is that human beings aren't plants. I know for me, I've very much fallen victim to thinking that, as long as I love unconditionally and give my best and support this human being and keep giving love no matter what, I will eventually get that love back in return. And again, like I mentioned, human beings aren't plants. You don't just give and give and give when there's nothing there, and eventually fruits and flowers will come back to you. I'm telling you right now, the only relationship where it's okay to give and give and give and not get anything back in return is a parent-child relationship. So if you are currently in the process of, or tend to make a habit of, giving and being there and not getting as much back in return, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for the precedent of how you should be treated. At the end of the day, none of us owe anybody anything, really, which means no woman owes you anything in return just because you made the choice in your life to give and give and give without getting fuck all in return. Again, it's going back to this toaster relationship where we only need it for when we need it and don't really notice it unless it's not giving us what we need or it's broken or gone. So if you're giving your best to somebody and they're not giving you their very best in return, what you're telling them is that here's what I need in order to keep giving you this. And if you keep giving and giving and texting and forgiving and sitting there without getting back all the really good shit you're giving, what you're telling them is this is okay. And that's the reason super nice guys get rejected. Because why should I have to give anything in return to you if you are giving me all this stuff for nothing? It makes it that much easier to not give back in return when you are giving so much without asking. Granted, you shouldn't ever ask or expect for anything in return. However, if you keep giving after she's already made clear that she's unable or unwilling to match you, then you're the one setting yourself up for failure. You're the one breaking your own heart. The other reason being nice leads to rejection is because a lot of guys, and I've talked about this in one of my latest videos, a lot of guys think being nice means being unsexual. And how many times do I have to motherfucking say, no woman fantasizes about it going absolutely nowhere near Pound Town with a guy she likes. Just as much as you want to feel like all gushy and like sparks and shit, we obviously want to feel that shit too. So if you're playing it nice and not wanting to be too forward, guess what? We're not gonna feel shit for you. We're not gonna feel any progress with you. And we're gonna, pass on you for another guy who isn't afraid to move things forward with us. And if moving forward is something that you tend to struggle with, again, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal system. I hope this is where it is. Where I talk about the actual steps to moving things forward, where it doesn't feel forward, where you're creating that connection, you're both feeling that connection, you're getting her to feel good about you, and you are naturally feeling more inclined to get to flirty, to get to romantic, or she might even take it there. I'll tell you right now, with the guys who've used these steps on me, I've been the one finding myself moving things forward. Because when we women like you, you've seen all the memes, we tend to get clingy, we tend to get obsessed, and we tend to try to move things forward for you. So, if you struggle with being too nice, don't forget to check it out, speaksparkrazzle.com. And I will say, I understand so much the guys who want to show her she cares, want to show her how special she is, want to show her how valued she is. And you deserve to feel those things too. And if you're not getting it in return, what you're doing is you are now just trying to win over this person who has made clear that you don't mean the same as they mean to you. And that's where you start to objectify women. That's where you start to turn them into these trophies that need to be won. And we women, the second we feel like we are an object to you or a goal to you, that's the second we start to feel very uncomfortable and very unsexual towards you. So be mindful of what you're putting in and what you're not getting back. If you're having difficulty moving things forward, again, speak to speaksparkrazzle.com. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you next time.